Alrighty, welcome to my Ultimate Iron Earth Shatter Duelist. It's going to be a sulphite farmer, or the other character in the other series I'm running on my account. But it's important to note that I will not be banking whatsoever. My stash is off limits because I don't want to risk contaminating my delve-only character. And to that end, I will only be using these inventory slots here, which is going to be quite the restriction. But I think it'll lead to some interesting challenges, some interesting fun, and of course the overarching goal of this account, or of this character, is to create a faster sulphite farmer. I think eventually I'll transition into a quicker strike build, but that's the distant future. I'll need a ferals first, and that's going to take a long ass time. So, just like in my other character, I'm starting off with all blues. I just threw transmutes on white items. This one's pretty cool. I got 2/2 life on that. Just to try and make sure that no one thinks I got an unfair advantage from farming off camera. I just didn't want to show a mediocre person farming campaign and spending 10 hours doing that. Or not farming campaign, doing campaign. I'm really slow at campaign. So I think first step on this character is going to be a tabula rasa. There's two ways to easily get that. One, farming blood aqueducts, and two, farming Vol side areas for the card that drops the corrupted tabula rasa. So probably the first video will be a montage of humility drops from the blood aqueduct. For those of you that don't know, aqueduct and its twin zone, blood aqueduct, and then any maps that share this tile set. So that's like I don't remember what they are. I think there's two other maps that use this tile set. They all can drop the humility card, and a set of 9 of those exchanges for tabula rasa, which is guaranteed to be 6 socket, 6 link, chess piece with no stats, and all white sockets. Great leveling item. It's a solo self-found tradition, and it is what we will be farming for the first several hours of this character. I'm not even going to be worrying about sulphite because our mapping experience will be so much easier with the 6 link. Our other character will just have to sit in the sidelines and wait.
I can't do this just yet.
Gift cards are especially good for a character who can't bank because they actually take up less space. They stack and they take up less space than the item itself. So I could hold a stack of humility cards in my inventory taking up just a single slot until I finish it or until I decide I need it or want to replace it for something else. Compared to like an equipment item I'm not ready to use yet that takes up whole assload of space. Kind of a side effect of this series is showing that you really don't need, with the amount of power creep in Path of Exile after like 3.0, you don't really need even 4 link, you don't need blue gear, or you don't need rares, you don't need uniques, you don't really need anything to do well. I finished the campaign in just like random alked rares, and I'm able to farm zones towards the end of the campaign in just in blue and white gear, and not like link blues, not blues that I alt spam to get 2 tier 1s, but blues that I transmuted and then maybe threw an alt on if it was just absolute terrible rolls. Like, sure, this isn't great DPS, especially for being over-leveled like I am, but it's passable, and it should increase rapidly as I get my links together and I get my tabula. You can see I've got like really nothing bigger than a 2 link. These gems you see sitting in my inventory are the skill gems I leveled with, but I no longer have room to fit them because I threw away all the gear that I leveled with to make sure, like I said, that no one thought I had an unfair advantage. I'm starting this account in Heist League just like the other one, or this character in Heist League just like the other one, but it's, as we speak, it's about maybe 10 hours from Heist League closing for the standard period before Echoes of the Atlas releases. So most of the series is going to take place in standard probably. I might have a series running in Ritual League, but school will be starting, so I don't think I'll have time for that. So, and since Heist is going standard, I don't feel bad about saving up a couple of heists and running them, since people will be able to access them in standard relatively easily. Although this, I'm not going to be able to do these mods easily, probably. Although maybe I overlevel it pretty well. We'll see. This is a 4 link, which actually makes it worth replacing this for sure. Oh, and it's got move speed and cold res. So there's our first upgrade. And stick Seismic Cry here, Varying Cry here. Keep Fist of War and Earth Shatter linked together. Hashtag main DPS 2 link. Biggest part of this is going to be conserving space in my inventory. Like I can't, it's either use it or lose it. I can't save up, can't easily save up 500 fusings or whatever. Try and get a 6 link, which is another reason why I'm starting with the tabula, because it's not really, I'd have to fill my entire inventory with stacks of fusings, be farming and keeping nothing but fusings to even have a pretty solid chance of 6 linking.
I can't do this just yet.
Because each row would be 100 fusings, and the average is like, I believe, like 800 fusings or 900 fusings. That would take up most of my inventory, and also the next 2 weeks of farming. Just to try and 6 link some campaign tiered body armor. This is actually a great spawn, because like I said, you can get a div card for a corrupted tabula here, which a corrupted tabby is honestly going to be the first chest upgrade from a vanilla tabby for us, in all honesty, because saving up enough fusings to link will be so difficult. Yikes. That's what you get for being way under cold res cap. Yeah, here I'm at -3 cold res, -60 chaos, 5% fire, 22% lightning. It's pretty dumpster tier resists, since this character has killed both Katavas, so I'm at the -60 res penalty, and using blue rings. And a blue Ami with no resists. So nobody else should be dying when they're this over leveled in this zone, but I forgive myself for my sins. This is a really good set of drops, actually. This axe is going to be significantly better than my current one. And this helmet, it's a 4-socket, that's really good. Four red socket, that is. Since I'm using a white armor, or white helmet right now, it doesn't really matter. Anything's an upgrade, but it doesn't, I don't care that it's not got great rolls. I don't need to ID it to know that it's better than what I have on. Cool thing about starting so low is you can run a couple campaign zones and end up with a set of upgrades. Oh yeah. That is actually... I know I was just talking about how I dropped a really good four socket or red, but I think I'm gonna have to use this corrupted one for now. That's I thought it was tier 1 life, but it's hybrid armor life and life, or in tier 4 life, but 40 res and almost 100 life is exactly what I need right now. We just gotta play some inventory Tetris to get this working. I almost wish I hadn't hit that, because now I have to keep it. Because that could very easily turn into... That is actually tier 1 life. That could very easily turn into something better than this. And I'd actually be able to craft sockets onto it. So we're going to keep that. That was a great AUG. We're already up at all positive LRS. For anyone who didn't know, you can control click on an entrance to a zone to create a new instance before the zone times out, and that lets you do what I'm doing right now, which is just farming the same thing over and over and over. That Essence of Sorrow, basically an alch. But Greed adds a life to armor, so even though it's low tier, I'll probably keep it.
I can't do this just yet.
Stacking up essences is actually probably one of the better inventory efficient ways of crafting. It just takes forever. Like using whatever the top tier greed essence is on armor, pretty consistently going to give you something good. But it guarantees either tier 1 or tier 0 life, I forget. I might be the only 2020 PoE player excited to find essences right now. Once I get a scour, I'll run that contract. but don't want to run it right now and probably just fail it. That's a good base. In fact, I'm gonna predestine that right now. Life and cold res and extra armor. Those are all decent, since all this was giving me was small res. I dropped a little bit of fire res, but my cold and lightning are now at 31, which is good. Or, you know, not good, but improved, especially with the additional life that gives me. Baron Crow is memed as being basically one of the shittiest div cards, because it shows up so much for people farming div cards. It shows up so much for people farming Blood Aqueducts. It's hidden on most filters. Back of 4 gives blue armor with some kind of life modifier, so it's basically worth like an AUG. But for me, it saves a lot of space, gives me a chance of rolling a good Regal base with a guaranteed life mod. So, at least at the start, when I'm still replacing some of my blue starting armor, like replacing my gloves or replacing my gloves, basically at this point, it can actually give something really good. I don't know if it gives life body armor or any life armor, but it's worth holding on to until my inventory gets more crowded just to see. I'll be chancing glorious plates as I find them, because I think accounts would be good until I get, if I manage to 6-link my weapon, until I get a ferals, of course, and start to transition to like a flicker strike build, ideally. Bye bye blue starting gear. I don't really need to hold on to my tower mount. I'll get more by the time that I am ready to really run them. But I think I'll hold on to them. If I get 3 tower maps while I'm farming Blood Aqueducts, I'll be able to do the 3-to-1 recipe and skip ahead in my atlas a little bit, which will be nice as far as saving inventory space. Something a lot of people
be time for that soon enough.
Don't know, because it's added to the game relatively recently, is that you can put a sacrifice fragment of any kind into your map device and open up a vol side area at like beginner mapping levels. Yeah, it opens up a level 70. I don't know if I can beat level 70 rare vol side area. That might have been a mistake.
I can't do this just yet.
But with the Vault area rework from maybe Harvest or whatever was before Harvest, they added a lot better mods to mapping level Vault side areas, and they just made them a lot better in general, as well as a lot harder. One especially notable thing they did was make most mods that can roll on the Vault side areas give found items have a chance to drop corrupted in area, and corrupted items have a chance to drop fully linked. So the end result of it is that running side areas is a really, really good way. I'm bleeding. Is that a bleed? A really good way of getting early 6 links. People will recommend that in Soul Stuff all the time. Run like corrupt items to get 6 links. Another, it's not happening here, but you use a Vol orb on a strong box. Everything that drops in it is corrupted, Here, actually, I'll show you. And that means anything in it has a good chance to drop corrupted. So it's another good way to farm for linked items. If I could wear that would be good. That's a lot of res right there, but I cannot. You don't actually, even though you can get sacrifice fragments from running sacrifice fragments, because it's a ball side area, you won't go infinite. Slippery Jim did a video on it right around when the ability to turn fragments in at the map device was added, and you don't make as many as you put in. But I'm not really hoping to get infinite sacrifice fragments. I'm hoping to get corrupted bases, or corrupted 6 links, and the occasional div card for a corrupted tabby. Which would be fantastic. Although saving up humility cards and the other ones would be not the most efficient use of spades. Still only 3 slots, but 3 slots is a significant percentage of what I've done. All Vol side areas end with the Vol vessels, and I think they usually all have Vol letters too if you want some backstory. But the Vol vessel is locked until you beat the boss.
I can't do this just yet.
I realized that yesterday I probably didn't spend enough time on why Reaper's Pursuit is such a good first drop to get, first weapon upgrade to get. If you look at it, increased physical damage is good. It brings it up to a higher DPS than what I was using before, which isn't that much. Life gain on kill, decent survivability, increased movement speed when on full life is really good because I'm going to be leeching. So I'll be at full health a good percent of the time. Culling Strike, something you often get from like Ascendancies or from a support gem, so that's really good. And hits can't be evaded, which is also something one could potentially get for a skill point on the tree. So nothing on here is really dead. People say rarity is a dead stat, but in Soul of Self-Found, especially where I can't bank things, so if I need a unique, I have to have it drop then when I want it and not earlier when I throw it away. Rarity is actually pretty decent. And this rolled pretty low both on rarity and physical in percent increased physical damage, but a Divine Orb will be guaranteed basically to bring it up above 103%. It's not great, but it's a fantastic starting weapon first upgrade.
Welcome.
To get within the first like hour of this character.
See you soon.
And Heist has migrated over. I mentioned yesterday that it was just a couple hours from Heist League ending. See, my stash tab colors all changed. My stuff migrated. That doesn't really matter for this character since I'm not banking, but I'll kind of run through that in my Delve character video, just to show that my stash doesn't have anything in it from standard Soul of Self-Found. I made sure to clear that all out before I started this series. I wouldn't get any advantages. To cut the video kind of mid-step, it was getting pretty long. But if you'd like to see more content like this, if you want to see me get my tabula, if you want to see how I suffer with only very limited inventory spaces, feel free to subscribe, check out the other challenge video series on my channel, and I hope to see you again. Have a lovely rest of your day.